And speaking of success, we also caught up with Arena McClellan, a property expert, inspirational speaker and singer who shares her roller coaster ride to success. Well, Arena, you are a renowned inspirational property speaker and singer, and you've shared the stage with some really big names. Can you tell me about how you've established yourself?
It wasn't easy. A lot of hard work, a lot of pain, but truthfully, I feel that pain makes character. And so I wouldn't be who I am today without all of the adversities, all of the challenges, everything that I had to go through since childhood, really up until today. When I wanted to buy my first property, I knew nothing about property, so then I thought, well, I don't want to go in blind because what if I buy into a lemon? So then I decided to join a bank. To be learning all that knowledge in your late teens to early 20s, like that definitely gave me a step up, and it also gave me an element of business acumen which helped with my business but also really helped with my music career, because I didn't want to live from gig to gig as a professional singer, and professional singing has always been my dream. So I wanted a financial security blanket, and plus it's given me a lot more confidence as well as like a financial ability to invest further in my music career, because right now I'm producing like my own music, which I've paid for all that myself. So at the end of the day, everything comes together, everything has intertwined.
So what was your childhood like? What was it like growing up as Arena?
It was quite difficult. It had a lot of ups and downs, and unfortunately sometimes the downs outweighed the ups. I came from a broken family where there was a lot going on with my biological family in terms of how they treated me. I didn't really have a relationship with my biological parents or grandparents, so I was very fortunate for this man to have adopted me so young, and to raise me like a child of his own, and to raise me as a single parent when at that age he was meant to be preparing for retirement, but instead he just pretty much devoted his time, his attention and his love into raising this child which isn't biologically his. When I was 18, he was the one that really encouraged me of, well, you need to focus now, you need to save so that you can buy a property, because that's going to be your form of security. He's a very smart man, very strategic man. I think that's where I get my street smarts from. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten into music. I wouldn't have probably wanted to buy my first property at 18, because music was my vice. And I think he recognized that from early on, from all the trauma, everything that I experienced so young, that I needed some form of vice. And singing was truly the only time where I felt that I could be myself, that I had a lot of great self-esteem, that I was confident. Singing uses a different part of the brain. I had a severe stutter as a child, so every time I would sing, every time I would be on stage, I wasn't stuttering. And I'm so thankful that I got into music at an early age, and my top goal throughout my whole life is just to make my dad proud.
Arena, it's so inspirational. You want to give back to your family and make your dad proud. How did you actually fall into a singing career?
When I was, I think, 11 or 12 years old, I got my first professional gig for an event for Maltese community. I must have done well at that gig because I kept being asked back for future community gigs, and then it kind of escalated into me being the support act for some international acts. And so then by the time I was in my late teens, I was opening for big names like Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. On top of that, funnily enough, a lot of the singing opportunities that I've gotten, especially with celebrity events, actually came through my business connections. So if it wasn't because of my business, and if it wasn't because of my business network, then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to speak and perform at events for Tommy Hilfiger, Elizabeth Hurley, Wayne Gretzky, who's one of the greatest hockey players of all time, Vince Vaughn. So, that's all been amazing for me to do that, especially so young. But truthfully, that's all from work ethic and then understanding marketing, networking, branding, which again are all fundamentals from what I've learned during my banking career as well as a business owner. I think by myself I've done all right so far, with my singing career, but now it's I want to pivot to focusing more on my original music and just really get it to the next level in terms of where I want my career to be at. And just using that pain, that adversity, all those challenges from my upbringing, and just infusing that into my music, because music's meant to tell a story, right?
Well, Lorena, you've been through so much and experienced a lot of heartache, and honestly, any other person would have either given up or taken a different route. What actually kept you going and what stopped you from breaking?
I was fortunate where I had a lot of motivation behind me. So the big one is my dad, but it's also a sense of self-preservation of being able to do something which a lot of people told you which wasn't possible. And the thing is that a lot of people will say that you can't have it all. I don't agree with that, because it's your life, you've only got one of it, so I'm going to make the most of it. And so how I see it is that my dad gave me a second chance at life, because if he didn't adopt me, like I would have been in a foster home, you know, who knows where I would have ended up. It surely wouldn't be here. So I got an opportunity for a second chance at life, and I didn't want to waste that. I guess my message to anyone is that you got to keep plowing through. It is going to be hard, but if something's easy, then is it worthwhile?
Well, Lorena, you are such an inspiration to so many people, and I can't wait to hear some of these songs that you've written, and I know the band are on their way. What's the song that you're going to be singing?
We'll do probably one of my favourites, so it's called So Think Twice. This one, to put it nicely, if the middle finger were a rude song, this would be it. And this is just about, you know, all the hate, all of the rejection, all of the people that tell you no, and then here I am, and then it's like, well, success speaks louder than what you said to me many years ago.
So powerful, and I wish you every success, and I can't wait to hear this song.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I've been waiting all my life for this one day. The one day that I thought it all could change. My currency of time is going to waste. I was holding out for a hero to save face. Listen to what I say. You better think once. You better think twice before you knock on my door. You better believe regret cuts like a knife when you say no. You better think once. You better think twice before you ask me again. You better believe that I'm doing fine without any of that. To tell me that something twice. Something twice.
Arena's message is clear that no matter what life throws at you, your upbringing or a disability, don't let it stop you from achieving your dreams. We can't wait to see her in the big arena. Coming up after the commercial break, our rags to riches story. I'm in Melbourne on my way to see Rashid Mubashir, a man who came to Australia with just $1,000 in his pocket from a third world country. He's now leading a global business that's changing tens of thousands of lives.